Hey folks, welcome back to Ed's Garage. So today, after that colossal failure that was the electric water heater, I'm going to get as much as I can done on the gas water heater. Well, this video actually will be the completion of the water heater installation. So it's not going to get all done today. I'm going to just start it today and see how far we get, and then I'll continue on, but it'll all look like one seamless video. Anyway, so the water heater that I got is in this box. I haven't actually opened it up yet. All I've done is cut through the tape. So let's have a look. It's got the camo print. All right, so it comes with a pre-installed line for the propane tank. So that screws directly onto a propane tank. And then we've got our water inlet, water outlet. Looks like standard NPT threads. There's a drain plug. Not exactly sure how that works. I'll have to look into that. It looks like you literally just grab it and unscrew it. Now, these look pretty standard. It looks like I can actually just screw the shower hose right onto that. And this actually looks like the same style. And then here you can see we got a battery box. So that takes a couple of, I believe they're D batteries. And that's basically to kick on the igniter once the water flow starts going. Right, so this is the other stuff that it came with. Actually, this is a nice surprise. So looks like we got some adapters here. So I imagine that's so that you can put a regular like garden hose on it. It kind of looks like that size. So that would go onto there. And then also this one would also fit onto there, and it's kind of the opposite direction. So I guess depending on the end of the garden hose that you're getting, you can see that those kind of fit in together. It comes with a nice shower hose, really nice shower head as well. Check out the tiny holes. Imagine that probably clog up pretty easily. So this looks like it opens up though. It's also got different sort of water speeds here, and then it's got a shut-off. So that's handy. Now, not sure if we're going to actually use this particular one. Of course, there is one built into the trailer already. But it also has a hanger for the shower head. And it looks like we got some anchors, some rubber gaskets, some screw anchors as well. Yeah, let's have a look at the actual unit here. Looks like it's got hangers on the back there. And look at that heat exchanger. Cool. So yeah, it's not a very heavy unit. Feels like maybe 5 pounds. It's pretty light. A couple controls there. They feel really nice and smooth. Yeah, so nice unit. This actually gets really good reviews on Amazon. So now I just got to figure out where we're going to put it. All right, so after reading the manual front to back, I've decided that I will actually indeed hang this on the back of the trailer. However, what I want to do is I want to actually have like an enclosure around it, something that can protect the top so that no water gets down inside there when it rains. So essentially, this whole sort of heat exchanger thing. And then when we use it, I want to be able to just open that enclosure up. So the enclosure is going to be hinged right down here, and it's actually going to come up and go around and have like a lid. So when you open it up on both sides, it's kind of hard to explain, but you'll see once I've created it. The bottom will probably be open, or it'll just have slots that'll kind of go around everything that's underneath here. So let's get started. All right, so here we go. This build is going to be hard and fast. I'm going to take that bunch of scrap wood and I'm going to make a little cabinet for this. It needs to be large enough that it can close over top of this without actually touching it, because this potentially gets hot and I want the wood well away from it. But of course, when it's opened up, it's not going to be a problem. So when it's actually running, when we've opened it up, then the wood's not going to be anywhere near it anyway. So yeah. Here we go. So it's going to be a pretty quick build. I'm not going to go crazy as far as the strength goes, because it just doesn't need to hold this up necessarily. It just needs to hold itself up. So yeah. So let the time lapse begin. so still need to obviously paint it and figure out some way to lock it. It's not the best thing I've ever built, but it'll do. So it's just a matter of hanging it up now, filling all the staple holes and grinding down some where the staples came through here. Really doesn't bother me, but it does the job. The hinges are a little stiff, so it's not quite closing all the way. But once I have something on there that'll lock it, I'm thinking one of those latch style ones, so it has a little fold out latch and then you can actually lock it with a key. I'm thinking of doing that because I don't want people messing around with it when we're not near the trailer. So yeah, I think that does the trick for now. I'm going to go ahead and hang it up. And once it gets a nice coat of paint, it should look all right. Let me show you what I got here so far. I got it hanging, as you can see. Now, basically what I had to do, you can see, basically this is just loose right now. I gotta stop saying basically. So I've cut some holes in the bottom here, so that's access for the pipes and whatnot. I have a single bolt going through. I know that there's a cross member right here, so that's good. The crappy thing is, the next closest cross member is way down here. So yeah, it's too low to successfully hang this thing. I could have gone a little bit lower, but it still then it wouldn't have actually reached because there's not enough length in this back piece. And I wanted to put the main bolt for the actual water heater. This is the one that the water heater hangs off of. So I wanted that one to actually go through the bulkhead. And of course, the top of the water heater is about here, and I didn't want it to go all the way up. So anyway, so I can't use this bottom cross beam, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is, let me show you what I got on the inside here so far. So I have a piece of wood right here, nice and strong. You can see the bolt sticking out through it. I'm going to put a shelf here anyway. So this will be kind of the spot that holds the shelf. I'm going to have little sort of brackets. Well, I'll need two. And then the other one will be down here, and it won't be in the way because, you know, when this is open, it doesn't really get in the way anyway. So yeah, it should be okay. Let's see what happens when the lid's open. Yeah, it doesn't come anywhere near it, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, so yeah, the reason I want to have a cross member there, though, is just for extra strength, of course. Now, I got to be careful because you'll notice right here to the left, we have this bulkhead here. Now, behind this is the venting pipe for the sewage, and also there's some wires running through there. Looking at it from the opposite side, you can see that from there to here, you know, it's not a lot of space. So I need to keep all of the screws, all of the bolts and everything from about here this way. So this whole side isn't going to get any support. That should be fine though. That's why I built this box here to begin with, was to actually, you know, be the support structure for that extra weight. So, all right, so I'll finish it up. All right, it is officially hanging up, and this all closes up nicely. So it's a little bit warped, so it likes to open up a bit. But once the lock is on there, that'll hold it all nicely. Yeah, I think I might router some edges a little bit, make it look a little cleaner. But other than that, it's pretty much done on the outside. And then you can see I've got some, let's open this up, some access here that I've routed the edge off of as well, just to get to the bottom easily. So there's all the ports, including the drain plug, which I can get into easily enough from either this side or from this side. I've got plenty of room to pull that out. So that part's done, and then I'll show you what I got on the inside here. There we go. So this is just support for the bottom of that box. And this, of course, this singular bolt right here is the one that's actually holding the entire thing up, aside from, of course, all the screws. So one bolt going all the way through, and then 3 screws there, 2 screws there. On the other side, there's like several screws coming this way, and this one actually has screws coming into it from the other side as well. So screws on both sides should be nice and strong. All right, a little cleaner now. Everything's kind of rounded off. Just needs a good sanding. Got all the edges done. Well, didn't do the bottom, but that doesn't necessarily need to be done. So yeah, it looks good. And it's a little tighter now as well. It's off by just a hair. All right, so next steps, of course, are getting all of the water lines and gas line and all that stuff connected so we can test this thing out. Now I've gone ahead and purchased some stuff already. I have a gas tank. It is connected. I've got a couple of water line hoses here. It took a little bit to figure this out, but basically these are a BSP fitting, so they're kind of a British standard fitting. So getting those to work with half-inch PEX, basically what I had to do is I got this little adapter here which fits into this. It's got a rubber gasket in it. And then those both have rubber gaskets in them as well. So these were nice and cheap. They're basically just like a toilet fitting, faucet fitting on one end and line fitting on the other. So yeah, this does come off. You can see I've already started with the PEX pipe here. So then I got all this stuff, all this shark bite, ridiculously expensive frickin' stuff to connect up and hook up. So on we go. All right, let me show you what we got here. So everything is now hooked up. I've done a pressure test. Currently the pump is turned on. The propane tank is off at the moment because I just wanted to make sure that water was actually going through and that there was no leaks. So this, we've got it's all dry. Basically it comes down to here, does a 90-degree corner, goes along the bottom there. I'll pin those up so that they're not bouncing around. And then they go up through the floor there, of course, into here. This is all still pretty messy. So everything is dry, not getting any leaks or anything. That's the glory of this shark bite stuff. It's really super simple. You just connect it up and go. So anyway, so here's the pump, cold water. Of course, comes from the tank, goes through the pump, goes into here, goes down. This goes towards the water heater. This comes from the water heater. But this cold water, of course, also goes down across to the toilet and then up into the sink. And it also then branches off here, as you can see, coming in from city water. So city water will then go through there, all the way back down to the shower, to the toilet, to the hot water heater, and then come back up as hot water. Now this one, of course, goes to the hot water in the shower, and then this one goes to the hot water on the sink. So all a little bit confusing and not the cleanest job. Of course, I was making use of existing piping. So I'm going to quickly check, well, actually over here, so you can see they actually had both of the taps connected to cold. So this line was coming in and basically this is going straight into here and both of the taps are just receiving cold water. So I've capped this off just like I did at the sink. And then this is our hot water line now going directly into there. And happy to say everything is nice and dry. So now it's test time. Now, as I mentioned, I've already purged all of the air out of the system. One thing I don't like about this Thermomate, I've just noticed, is that even if there's air in the system, there's no water in it yet, it does try to kick on. So that's a little weird. It should have an on-off switch, but it doesn't. There's nothing to turn this on and off. Now, if you are testing, guys, best to do this in a well-ventilated area. I'm in my garage. I'm not going to have it on for very long, so it should be okay. Now, as you can see, I've got the propane tank hooked up. Little tip for everyone, you don't need to open this more than about there, okay? That'll do. Regardless of what you're using, open that one hand turn. And that way, if there's any dangerous things going on, any leaks or any fires, you can quickly turn it off. You don't need to sit there scrambling to turn it off. Now, this hose, or this connection right here, I have already tested this out. It's not leaking, so we're good there as well. So yeah, it's just a matter of turning on the water and see what happens. All right, here goes. Water's on. Let's see if the heater is working. Oh yeah, look at that. Some flames in there. Nice. Are we getting hot water already? Still cold. It's going to take a second for the hot water to get all the way here, of course. Now you notice it's still pink water down there. It's because there is indeed some, still some antifreeze in the water. Okay, so I'm not getting quite enough heat out of this. I'm going to turn it up a bit. So first we're going to shut it off. Go back here now, and we'll turn this up to the midway because it was about, well, it was actually all the way down. And I'll turn the water pressure up a little bit as well. We don't want to have too little water pressure for the pump, and I did hear the pump kind of struggling, so let's give that a shot. Yeah, a little better water flow now. Oh yeah, there it comes. There is the warm water. Oh, that is nice. All right, so just quickly testing out the sink here. We got our cold water. Yep. And yeah, nice hot water. Woo! Now, if you're wondering why this water isn't going away, it's because there's no actual tank in this one. Basically, you hook up a hose right here, and then you have like a bucket or something. Right now, that doesn't matter. Just wanted to make sure it's working. So basically what happens here is there's a couple of batteries down here, a couple D batteries. And as soon as this detects a change in water pressure, it kicks on the little heater and it exhausts out the top here. Let's see if this is, yeah, it's nice and warm. So that's how it works, pretty simple. All right, well, that pretty much concludes this video. The heater works, the water heater works, and that's the most important part. So yeah, aside from the lack of an on-off switch, it works pretty good actually. It got the water really good and hot, even when there was you know, reasonable flow. So much better than the electric one that I tried. But that's actually what I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video here. There's no point in showing you the painting of the box and, you know, tying up the piping and stuff like that at the bottom there. So yeah, we'll call it a day and say thank you so much for watching this video, and remember to stay tuned for future videos on the trailer and future car reviews as well. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment below if you have any suggestions, and hit the bell icon and subscribe if you want to see future videos like this or videos that are unrelated but still car related. Again, thank you so much. Don't forget to have a Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful day.